Hi everyone, I have a fun little tag today. I saw this over on Angie's channel quite a few weeks ago now, but she got the tag from Agape Love Girl, I believe. The tag is called Not a Basic Booty Guru, which just makes me laugh. I can't take myself seriously if I say booty instead of beauty, but anyway, the questions seemed interesting, so I'm gonna go through them. All right, so starting us off, the first question is, people tend to think beauty YouTubers are experts or should be at doing makeup. Of course, that's not always true. What is one thing you struggle with doing? I think my number one problem is always choosing foundation. I don't seem to be very good at color matching myself, and I don't really know why that is. If I see somebody else putting foundation on, I can usually pick out if the color is or is not right for them, but for whatever reason, when I do it on myself, I never feel like I get it quite right. I mean, my face is always a different color than my neck, and I'm always trying to get them to match or at least be close enough, but I feel like I just never really achieve that perfectly. Question number 2 is, on that note, are there any makeup techniques you'd like to improve or learn how to do? For a while I didn't really understand how to do that whole concealer cut crease thing, but I saw Paulina from Paulina Beauty do one on her channel, and then I learned how. So, I mean, if there was something I really wanted to know out there, I would just go look at a tutorial, because I do actually watch a lot of makeup tutorials. I know they're not very well watched in the beauty world anymore, but I watch at least one tutorial a day because I'm always interested in mostly color combinations. That's usually what I'm interested in, but techniques is also something that appeals to me. I mean, I've kind of hit this point in my makeup where I do it how I like, and I don't really want to learn anything that new, but that concealer cut crease thing was something that was definitely interesting, and I mean, I learned it through Paulina's channel. Question number 3 is, are there any makeup looks, styles, trends, or techniques you absolutely refuse to do or follow on yourself? For example, winged liner, false lashes. Well, I love winged liner and false lashes, so it would not be that. I never got down with the contouring stuff. I can't be bothered, because I don't think, on me anyway, that it would look that natural from all angles. And while I don't wear natural looking makeup, I also don't want to construct a part of my face that's gonna look weird if you look at it from the side. Because generally contouring is done, like if you're looking straight on at the person, you can see like a little bit more of a hollow under their cheekbone and stuff like that. But if you like turn to the side and you've got like this slash mark through your cheek area, I think it looks terrible in person. And don't get me wrong, there are people that do it very subtly and it works, but for the most part, I'm not a big fan of it, and therefore I just never really got into contouring. The next one is, are there any makeup trends or styles that you used to dislike but now love, or vice versa, any that you used to love but now you don't care for anymore? I mentioned this before, but I used to think that using white or a cream colored liner on your lower lash line, like your waterline, I used to think that looked really terrible. Like just really out of place, not attractive. And that was roughly 10-ish years ago when I first noticed people using MAC's Fascinating Eye Kohl on that area of their eye. But I've gotten into it recently, so that's something I've definitely changed my mind about. And the inverse of that, I used to wear a lot of black eyeliner on my lower waterline, but I don't seem to really be doing that anymore, or that much anymore. I'll still do it occasionally if I really want a deep smoky eye, but for whatever reason, I'm definitely gravitating towards more of a cream waterline if I'm not using color like I am today. I've got a yellow on. Are there any beauty or makeup trends that most people hate that you maybe secretly like? I don't feel like I'm that secretive because I'm pretty forthright with my opinion, so there would be nothing that I secretly like. I mean, maybe, I think most people hate glitter, to be honest. Like, I'm not talking like on YouTube or whatever, because obviously we tend to be a bit more of a creative folk on this medium. But in real life, most people don't want anything to do with glitter whatsoever. And I'm always the one at work wearing glitter on my eyes. So I guess that that's something that most people hate that I definitely love. Question number 6 is, are there any makeup rules or stereotypes that bother you? And essentially, not really, because I don't really follow any rules or stereotypes. I basically wear whatever I want to wear, no matter what. So On that same note though, I do have some coworkers every now and then who will ask me, you know, what color eyeshadow should I wear based on like my hair color or my eye color? And I'm always like, guys, I am the wrong person to be asking this of, because I wear whatever I want. I don't care if some color is more flattering on my eye color. I'll wear the unflattering color because I just want to wear color. So I don't like that whole stereotype of like, if you've got brown eyes, you should be wearing purple shadow, or if you've got blue, wear orange only because they're complementary colors. But I don't follow any of that, so I just think any kind of rule like that is stupid, but I don't really feel like that many people follow that kind of stuff anymore. Question number 7 is, what old news makeup products do you still love and use on the regular? So many. I like more of my older products right now in comparison to all the new stuff that is coming out. There is so much boring makeup lately that is just not interesting me, and I keep reaching for my older things, which I realize is not that exciting to talk about on YouTube, but like my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, or some of my older Urban Decay palettes like the Vice 3 or the Electric palette, which is still so much fun to use. Honestly, all my old makeup products are what is exciting me the most right now, and all the new products that are coming out just kind of pale in comparison to some of those like epic launches from years ago. Question number 8 is, it's possible that there may be a specific YouTuber that inspired you to start your channel, but let's talk about what, if anything, YouTubers inspired you not to do. Oh man, there's so many things that I see in other people that I'm just like, no, I will not do that. Number 1, you have never, ever heard me say, please like and subscribe. It's not in a single one of my videos. It has never been done by me on my channel, and I will never say it because I can't stand that. Number 1, it's usually said at the beginning of a video, and that makes no sense to me because you don't know the person at that point. Like, let's say I click on a video review of something and they're like, please like and subscribe. And I'm like, okay, but I don't know if I actually like your content yet. So I never say, could you like and subscribe? I don't have a channel intro, like a clip at the beginning of my videos, because I think that they're kind of redundant over time and most people just skip through them anyway. So I don't do that either. I think Angie also said this one too, but I cannot stand tutorials where it's just music. So the person is putting on their makeup, doing their whole face, but they're never talking to you, like not through a voiceover and not directly chatting. There's only music. I can't stand those videos. There's absolutely no point to them. Like, I'm not having any kind of interaction with the person whatsoever. I don't get to know them better. I don't get to know their personality or what products they're using. I just absolutely do not see the point in tutorials with only music attached to them. It just seems so bizarre to me. Another thing I try to avoid doing, and I really don't think I have ever done it, but you know in vlogs when you're watching somebody and they say, oh, I'm such a bad YouTuber, I forgot to do this, or I'm so bad at this. I find those comments from the person who's filming the video so redundant. Like, get on with the point. Don't tell me that you're a bad YouTuber and you forgot to film all of this and that. Just cut that part out and move on with it. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I've picked up from people over time that I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put that on my channel, or I'm not gonna behave that way, because that's just not what I enjoy watching. Question number 9 is, what beauty content do you love creating the most? And I think I'm gonna say vlogs, but I kind of have to explain it a little bit. So vlogs for me, particularly my travel vlogs, are a very special memory for myself. I get to take like the best part of traveling, put it to music, have a few interactions with my friends or whoever else I'm hanging out with on vacation. And I get to have that as like a capsule memory that I can rewatch later on, because I definitely rewatch my vlogs because they're fun to me. But I have to say that filming them can be really challenging and difficult. And it's just because it's all about you having to orchestrate your life, basically. You have to direct the flow of the video while you're doing it. And that can mean setting up a camera on a ledge somewhere and then just filming yourself like basically doing nothing for literally like a 2-second clip in a video. Or having people stare at you while you're filming, or setting up angles that, you know, like a server's like, what the heck is that doing there? Or people commenting. Like, it's difficult to film vlogs. It's not easy, but they are definitely my favorite end product that I produce. Question number 10 is there any content that you create based on audience request or interest that you actually don't like to create? I would say not really, but that's because I'm quite firm in what I will and will not film. And I do get the occasional request for things like a hair tutorial, and I have to explain to people, like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do that, because I have tested the waters before with hair tutorials. There's like a few on my channel from years gone by, and people just don't watch them. And it's not fun to create content if people aren't gonna watch them, as well as the fact that they are just not easy to film. It's not like I can sit down and just film a hair tutorial with the camera pointed at me. I have to be showing like the back of my head and different angles, and there's things that people don't think about. For example, the camera right now is mounted on a tripod which has a microphone on top of it. If I turn and face the other direction to show you the back of my head, you can't hear me anymore because the microphone is behind me. So there's all kinds of logistical things that are involved in some video types that I have just no interest in doing. And one of those would be hair tutorials. So that's an example of something that I've just like decided I won't do because I don't like filming them, and really not that many people are gonna watch them in the end. So there's not really any video types that I will film that I don't enjoy doing, because honestly, they're just too much hassle. And this is my hobby, right? Like, I don't want to be doing things that are not fun to do. So I usually don't film things that most people request if I have no interest in doing it. But I will say that I take a lot of critiques from people and incorporate them as best as I can. So for example, in my palette review videos, Dominica had said once, well, why don't you film one of the looks that you put up in those videos? Because I do 5 looks. And I was like, oh, that makes sense, because I have to put the makeup on before I even film that video, so I can certainly film the tutorial for it. So I can incorporate things like that into my videos to make them better. But you also have to realize too that most people aren't going to film stuff that they're not interested in, I hope. But also sometimes it's not always possible for people to do everything that everybody asks. And another example of that would be somebody else was annoyed on one of my palette videos that I didn't film every single look that I did for that video. And I just had to point out that I do these makeup looks before I go to work in the morning, and I do not have time to film tutorials every single morning before I get out the door. It's just not feasible. So it's kind of like pick and choose what you can or cannot add into your videos. So this has really gone off on a tangent. So no, there's no content that I create that I don't enjoy doing. And as a follow-up to that, I do take pieces of criticism and try to make my videos a little bit better from that critique. Moving on from that lengthy answer, question number 11 is, how often do you film? I prefer only to film on the weekends. Right now it's Saturday, and I will either film on Saturday or Sunday, or sometimes on both days if I'm trying to get ahead because I'm going to be on vacation. But I do not enjoy filming during the week because it's difficult because of the lighting. I'm in a sunroom right now, so I've got a lot of natural light coming in, which is great, but I've also got a ring light to help illuminate everything. If I film at night during the week, the angles and the shadows just look really harsh, and the background gets very dark because I don't have more like floodlights to light up the place. So I don't like filming during the week, and I try to keep it restricted to really only Saturday or Sunday, and it totally depends on when it fits in my schedule. Number 12 is, do you have a job outside of YouTube? And I absolutely do. I could not survive on the money that I make through YouTube. At most, I make 50 Canadian a month, all in. I do not make very much money on here. I have a full-time job. I work for a national bank in Canada, and I am a marketing manager. Question number 15 is, are there any makeup misconceptions because of YouTube or Instagram that you wish people knew the truth about, or that you hope to change with your channel? Oh, that's a deep question. I'm not even sure I've got a good answer for that. You can wear any color eyeshadow that you want. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Question number 16 is, have you ever felt unqualified or like a bad beauty YouTuber because you didn't do things just like every other beauty guru? No, but I think that's because I'm of the age where I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm 36 years old, and I really don't care if somebody doesn't think that I do something like all the other people. I'm just here to be myself, and if that doesn't jive with other people or makes me unqualified, I really don't care. Question number 17 is, if you could collaborate with a brand, which would it be and what would you create? And years ago, I would have said I would love to create an eyeshadow palette with Too Faced because they were so exciting to me for so many years. And lately, they've just left me feeling so deflated. So I don't know if I would want to collaborate with them anymore. okay, let's get real here. If they should offer me the opportunity to collaborate, I would obviously jump at that chance, but let's be realistic, they're not going for that. Honestly, I think the brand I'd most want to collaborate would potentially be Inglot, just because I've loved their products for the longest amount of time. I feel like they're the most consistent across all the brands really that I've tried. So I think doing something with them would be fun, but I'm not really sure what I would create, because it seems to be that all the palettes that they create with people tend to be like palettes of shadows that they already have in their collections, and I'm not sure I'd want to do that. But I think Inglot as a brand would be the one I'd most align myself with, just because their color schemes and their palettes and their products are what appeal to me the most, and I think they do a good job of representing who I am as a person through makeup. Question number 18 is, would you rather collaborate with a brand or create your own makeup or beauty line? Oh, I definitely don't want to be a brand owner. I have no interest in doing that. That seems like too much work, nor do I think that I've got enough imagination to create an entire range of products. And I also feel like I would just be too biased. Like, I'd want to create things that work for me, and I wouldn't really care if somebody wanted a different kind of product. Like, if I like sheer glowy foundation, I would not want to create a like matte full coverage foundation. So I don't really think my brand would be for anybody else other than myself. So I would much rather collaborate with a brand and just be like, here's this one product that's fun that I helped to create, as opposed to creating an entire range of products. All right, and the very last one says, because your average booty guru, oh, I hate that term, doesn't typically do this, it's shout out time. Name 3 beauty content creators you think deserve more followers or recognition. Okay, well, number one, I'm gonna say my friend Sam, because she puts so much effort into her videos. That's Samantha Jane, for anybody unfamiliar with her. She doesn't necessarily need my help at all to get more viewers or followers, but her content is so consistent, it's interesting. She not only does makeup videos, and she always has a lot of the latest products, but she also does what I eat in a day videos that are actually realistic and not somebody who's put themselves on this horrifically constrictive diet. It's not keto, it's not vegan, it's just an average person trying to eat better. And it's really nice to see that in a video. So I really enjoy her what I eat in a day videos, but she also does vlogs and they're fun to watch as well. So I would definitely recommend Sam for sure. And then the other one, I've been watching so many of her videos lately, and I love her personality, and it's Paulina Beauty. I've been watching her for I think about a year now, and I didn't watch as consistently when I first subscribed to her channel, but now I'm like all in. Like, every video I'm there, I'm watching it. Usually on my lunch hours at work, I'm watching a Paulina video. And she puts out so much content, like, it's unreal. I do 2 videos a week, and I think that's a lot of work. She's like closer to like 4, sometimes 5. And I think she was doing like every day for a while. It's a lot of work, but she's fun to watch. She does unique makeup and talks about the latest products, as well as pulling out some of her older stuff as well. She's just a lot of fun to watch. And the last person I'm gonna mention is Amy from Amy Loves Makeup. And she just comes across as a very sweet and genuine person. I've never met her. I've only seen her in her videos and talked to her a little bit on Twitter, but she just seems so freaking nice. She likes bright eyeshadow colors, much like I do, and she puts together beautiful eyeshadow combinations. And her eye, I don't know, maybe it's just her eye shape, or maybe it's the fact that she's young and she doesn't have any wrinkles yet, but she has a beautiful eyelid, and her blending skills are unreal. She puts together like eyeshadow looks, and I'm just like, oh, it's so pretty. I tend to see them a lot on Instagram, and I'm just like, wow, they're gorgeous. So those would be the 3 people that I would recommend. I will link to them all down below. All right, that was a lengthy video, but that was the Not a Basic Booty Guru tag. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye.